So I was just looking over today's research stack, and you have to admit, the marketing departments for kale and spinach are amazing.
Oh, absolutely. They deserve a raise.
They've dominated the whole superfood conversation for, what, a decade? But when you look at the actual data, they might be overshadowing the real MVP in the produce aisle.
It's so true. While everyone was, forcing down kale smoothies, a much more potent green has just been sitting there.
And we're talking about arugula.
Right. Or, as it's known in the UK, Australia, and a lot of other places, rocket.
Rocket is just a much cooler name, honestly, especially when you see the kind of payload it delivers. So our mission today is to dig into why this peppery green is such a nutritional powerhouse, and specifically how it might even outperform its more famous cousins on, say, blood flow and cellular defense.
And that powerhouse label is, it's not an exaggeration. If we just look at the chemistry, arugula is the undisputed king of nitrates.
Okay, let's unpack this because the numbers here they're just staggering. I was reading through the source material and one stat really stopped me cold.
I think I know which one.
Arugula has the highest nitrate levels of any of the widely available greens. We're talking 480 milligrams per 100 grams.
Which is huge.
18 times more nitrate than kale.
18 times. Yeah. And just for context, you know how athletes drink beet juice for performance?
Right, for the nitrates.
Well, pound for pound, arugula has about 3 times more than beets.
So 18 times kale, 3 times beets, that's incredible. But what does all that nitrate actually do for you?
It all comes down to a molecule called nitric oxide, or just NO. When you eat arugula, your body gets to work converting those dietary nitrates into nitric oxide.
And that's a vasodilator, right?
Exactly. It basically signals your arteries to relax and open up.
So it's like widening a highway from 2 lanes to 4 during rush hour.
That's a perfect analogy, and the results are huge. For an athlete, it means better oxygen efficiency. You can run faster or cycle longer for the same oxygen costs.
A natural performance enhancer.
It really is. But for everyone, that vasodilation can significantly lower blood pressure and improve blood flow. We're talking everywhere: brain, heart, even sexual function.
I saw one researcher basically call it veggie Viagra, which,
What?
well, that gets the point across. But this is where it gets even more interesting for me. It's not just about blood flow.
No, not at all. Now we get into cellular defense.
We're talking about cancer.
We are. Specifically, a compound called erucin. Arugula is loaded with its precursor, glucoursin, which your body converts. Now, you might have heard of sulforaphane in broccoli.
Yeah, of course.
Erucin is structurally very similar, but it has some really unique mechanisms of its own.
And the research on this is just fascinating. They were looking at how it affects breast cancer cells.
Yeah.
The MCF7 line, I think.
That's the one. And what's so fascinating is how it works. Erucin suppresses something called microtubule dynamics.
Microtubules. Yeah. They're like the scaffolding inside a cell.
Yeah.
Right, that it uses to divide.
Exactly, the scaffolding. And if that scaffolding is unstable, the cell simply can't split in two. Erucin essentially freezes that process right in the middle of division.
So it literally stops cancer cells from multiplying.
It arrests the cell cycle. And that triggers apoptosis-programmed cell death in those tumor cells.
Wow.
What's really remarkable here is that this mechanism is incredibly similar to how some very potent chemotherapy drugs work. Think taxanes or vinca alkaloids.
But this is from a salad green, without the high toxicity of those drugs.
Precisely.
That is just, it's mind-blowing. But it doesn't just fight the bad guys, it seems to protect the good systems too.
If you zoom out to overall systemic health, absolutely. Arugula extract has shown some pretty potent anti-ulcer properties.
How does that work?
It inhibits an enzyme called urese, which is what the H. pylori bacteria needs to survive in your stomach and cause ulcers.
So it's helping your vascular system, your cells, and your stomach lining.
And your liver and kidneys. The antioxidants in it help boost glutathione, which is your body's master antioxidant. It's really a comprehensive defense tool.
It just makes you completely rethink the garnish on your plate, you know? Arugula isn't just there for a peppery kick.
No, it's doing some serious heavy lifting.
So the big takeaway here seems to be that while arugula rocks, it's about the bigger picture.
It always is. Nutrition is about synergy. The healthiest diet is going to have a really diverse mix of fruits, vegetables, berries, beans, and, yes, a variety of greens.
Well said. So next time you're in the produce aisle, maybe give that kale a break and grab some rocket.
And it leaves you with a really important question to think about. If a simple peppery salad green can mimic the mechanisms of chemotherapy and performance-enhancing supplements, what other weeds are we ignoring just because they don't have a good marketing team yet?
Something to chew on. Thanks for joining us for the deep dive.